Since we just made the pita chips, I figured I would follow it up with our hummus so that you can enjoy your hummus with your pita chips. So here is all our ingredients. We have our blender. This is another very easy recipe. It just takes chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans, garlic, red hot of any kind. You can leave that out if you don't like your stuff spicy. Tahini, lemon juice, and salt. This is all you need. And then you're gonna put it all into the blender. So, oh, and here's my recipe. So this is what we're gonna follow. So if you wanna take a second, you can write all that down. That way you can kind of follow the steps as we go through this together. Okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off by placing our blender here. Okay, we're gonna open our can of chickpeas. There are some things that I like to buy organic. Some things I don't think they're worth the money. When I'm making something like this, and it's fairly inexpensive to buy a can of garbanzo beans to be organic, I'll go that route. That way I know that what I'm doing is going to be as best as it can be. So what you do is after you open your can of garbanzo beans, you drain them into your bowl. You get all the juice out. You want to kind of reserve that because if you like a thinner consistency for your hummus, you're going to want to use that. So then we pour our garbanzo beans into the blender. And I'm going to take a second here. Well, I'm going to show you a trick before I pause the video. Let me get a knife. I already used all my knives. Excuse me for a second, cameraman. So this is my trick. So when you're peeling a garlic, my mom has an awesome tool that I wish I had, but I don't. And all you do is put it in the rubber tube and roll it out and it peels all the garlic for you. Since I don't have it, I have to do it the old-fashioned way. So what you do is you take a knife, and this makes it a lot easier to peel. You lay it on your garlic clove like this so that you have the bouncy or the wobbly, what I would like to call the rocker side down on your counter. You place your knife on top and you hit it. You gotta be very gentle, not too gentle because you want it to do something, but not too hard because you don't want to squish it flat. You just give it a nice little pop, and what it does is it helps separate the peel from the clove itself. So now I can actually just peel this right off. Okay, so let me peel these cloves and I'll be right back. Whoops. Okay, so I got our garlics peeled. They look beautiful. So we're going to do the next step, which is to crush them into our mixture here. I know I told you not to squish them flat when we're going to be squishing them flat anyway, but it makes it harder to peel when they're squished. So we have 4 cloves of garlic that we're putting in here. And once you make this, you can kind of alter it to your taste buds. If it's too much garlic or not enough garlic, or you want to add another seasoning into it. The good thing about this is that, well, my philosophy, I suppose, is that I always make a recipe once by the directions. And then I make my own modifications because I don't necessarily like it the way somebody else might make it. But just so that I can test it out and see what it's going to taste like, I make it like they suggest. So maybe you can follow that same philosophy. Make it how this recipe is, and then change it to your liking. So we have our 4, since I'm blending this, I like to take all the guts out of the inside of this. I enjoy garlic, and everything I can get out is what I take. So I clean out my mincer there. Rinse my hands real quick. Okay, so we have our garlic, we have our chickpeas. Now we're gonna add our salt. Now this recipe calls for kosher salt. Anytime I use any kind of salt, I use this real salt. It's actually the sea salt, and I like it better just because I know that I'm getting a natural ingredient. So this calls for 1.5 teaspoons. You're gonna see exactly how I measure. It's not exact. So there's 1. Whoever invented this awesome little measuring tool was brilliant because it's all in one. So we have 1.5 here. Okay, so that's our salt. Now we're going to do our tahini paste. And we need 1/3 of a cup. Now, if your tahini gets oil on the top, before you open it, just give it a couple shakes, and that will generally give it all nice and stirred up. Sometimes if you can reach down in the bottom, I can actually feel that hard paste down in the bottom. My son is making throw up faces because it looks absolutely disgusting. But when you put it in your hummus, it's awesome. So I'm going to get this a little bit stirred up because this is a new jar, and I want to make sure I get all the paste off the bottom. You can actually see it stuck to my spoon. So let's get this good and stirred up, and then we'll just pour out our 1/3 of a cup. All right, we're going to go with that. Wow, it's like playing with clay from the ground. You'll play with your food. Okay, so I'm making a mess here. All right, we're going to go with that. The good news is that I've washed my hands. So now I'm going to just pour out my 1/3 of a cup, and I'm going to do it right over my blender. That way, if I make a mess, it goes right into the blender. So here's my 1/3 of a cup. I'm going to pour it right in there. And then I take my finger and get it all out of the cup so it's nice and clean. I'm going to rinse my hands one more time. Okay, so that's our tahini paste. Now we're going to go ahead and do our lemon juice. And we need 6 tablespoons. Ooh, I thought that was going to fall. 6 tablespoons of our lemon juice. So help me count this out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. That's my son again. 5. And this is our last one. 6. Yes, you can count to 6. Yay! All right, so that's our tablespoons of lemon juice. And then, again, you don't have to use this if you don't want to. We like our things kind of a little bit spicy, so we're just going to do 8 dashes. Ready to help me count again? 8 dashes of our hot sauce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that was a lot faster. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put the top on our blender. We're going to move it away a little bit. And we're going to blend this up a little bit. And we are going to add the juice that we saved from our chickpeas as we process this to kind of give it the good consistency. Because if I blend this right now with no juice in it, it's going to all stick to the sides and it's not going to do anything. So let me blend this up and I'll be right back. Okay, all right, so if you can see in here, I blended it up just a little bit, and I ended up having to add probably about a tablespoon of my juice that I set aside. And this is a really good consistency. I like this consistency for my hummus. However, what I don't like is, see all the granules in it from the chickpeas? So I'm going to blend it up just a little bit longer so it's a little bit more smooth. Okay, so this is what we got. I ended up blending it up a little bit more, so it's more of a paste, not so granularly like sand. So I'm going to dump it in this bowl so you can kind of look and see what we got. And I am actually going to taste it with our pita chips that we just made. So here we go. I'll clean the rest of this out, I guess, in just a second. But if you can see, it's exactly like a smooth hummus consistency. Exactly what we wanted. So then you just open up your bag of homemade pita chips. Don't tell anybody we're dipping right into the bowl. And enjoy.